Okay, welcome to another unboxing here. I haven't done too many instructional videos lately, but I needed to pick up some new supplies. I've been doing these kind of experiments with new media. Not new media, but new media for me as far as what I'm using. I had run out of some Krylon or just some general protective acrylic sealants, and I went with the Krylon UV resistant. There's the Krylon Crystal Clear, which is maybe a little bit cheaper, but for just a little bit more, you can get the UV, and I figure might as well pick up something with a little bit more of a protective sealant, and I figured with the UV, it's kind of a little bit more art-based. Some of the other sprays are kind of meant for more of a kind of a furniture type of, finish, woods, and other types of materials. But anyways, the Krylon you can pretty much use on anything as well. So UV resistant, okay? I don't think this is necessarily the best or anything like that, but it's the one that I could find, and I was just too busy to go out and grab some more and do some other shopping. The Ace Hardware one is really my favorite because of how fast it dries. Alright, now this is something that I'm very curious about. Let's take a look here, alright? Now, you've seen me, if you've watched a lot of those videos, use a lot of gel pens, and I really hadn't done a lot of shopping for this type of thing in a very long time, but I wanted to try out some different colors, so did a little bit of shopping around online. And I've always bought these in stores before, but 360 pack. There's 180 colors here with 180 refills. All right. Glitter, pastels, and how do you open this? All right. And regular, I guess you call it. I don't know what you call it, but boy, I thought I would do this kind of organizational type of thing on this one, lining everything up in families of color, going from light to dark. Maybe I'll do that, maybe not. I'm not sure. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm not quite sure how these are arranged in here, but these, I don't even know what brand these are. These are Shuttle Art. Shuttleart.com. Okay. 180 unique colors of gel pens and 180 refills, 7 different color types, okay? We got glitter, neon, metallic, pastel, swirl, and standard. Alright. Well, that's all well and good if they work. Alright. Now, I haven't bought like a kind of a multi-pack with like this in years and years and years. And probably the reason being is the reason why all of us are a little bit leery. Maybe not these days, I'm hoping these work fine, but a lot of those packs in the early days, they just didn't work right out of the bat. Okay. These feel kind of cheap. This, oh, by the way, this was $20, alright? So I can just feel the quality is not as good as like a Uniball type of thing. Flowing, getting the flow going well is always the key here. Sometimes you can go a little bit slower as far as your application goes. It's a little bit clunky when you first open these up. There's a little bit of a kind of a flow issue, but the flow isn't quite as smooth as I'm used to, but you know, 180 colors for $20 plus, I don't know, 180 refills, or a refill for every color. That one looks like the neon, right? As far as the color goes. Alright, let me test out. I don't even know my way around this. This one looks like a glitter here because it has a glitter barrel. And I see a little bit of a glitter in there. Okay, as I draw with this, it's getting darker and darker as it starts to flow, and I can see more glitter against the darker flow. Ooh, this metallic feels really good. It's a little scratchy, but the flow of it is really quite nice. So far, so good. We're 2 for 2. Let's try a metallic, okay? I always love metallics, and I never have enough different variation of that, so... Things like warm tone scenes look great with like a gold kind of embellishment in it. That gel feels pretty good. There's so many different packs of these out there, varieties. And you know what? I'm guessing they're all made in the same warehouse. They're all made in China. I don't know. Are any kind of writing implements made in the US these days? I have no idea. But this type of thing, there's so many different brands of these packs out there. And like I said, I'm guessing they're all centrally made in one factory. It seems like that's what's happened with all manufacturing. In terms of mass production, this one is a light blue. These feel really good. How they'll do, let's say, over time, I have no idea, of course, but right out of the pack, here's another metallic right here. Okay, let's just see how long this takes to change hue, if need be. Okay, I'm going a little bit too fast and at an angle for what this can keep up with. This is kind of interesting. This is a kind of a triangular barrel right here, so it really fits my finger really well. Yeah, but yeah, I tend to write at a little bit of an angle, so it's a little bit scratchy, but you know, I'm not complaining, especially due to the price point of this. But I needed these other colors, like this one right here. It looks like a beautiful aqua green hue. See that right there? And let's see. Yeah, I mean, this barrel right here is pretty true to the hue that I'm seeing writing right here. But I needed really some other types of... I needed a variation of hue to go in the scenes. I mean, sometimes you just want to go with the color that's a little bit lighter than the color underneath, or you just want a little bit of a kind of an embellishment, like in water. So I can look at this, and I can put a little embellishments of subtle embellishments in things like sky, water, whatever. And sometimes I just don't want it white because it's just too stark. Now, this is doing writing on white paper, of course. Let's give it a test on some darker paper. Okay, I have some scraps here. Let's try something on black. We all love white on black, right? Let's give this one a try. This is a light blue. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's a little bit translucent, but I don't have a problem with that. I think translucent looks pretty good sometimes, okay? This these pen nibs come in different thicknesses. I don't know if this one says what they are. Alright, this doesn't designate the thickness of the nib. Now, just from a little bit of experience working with 1.0 and a 0.7, I'm saying this one, I'm going to guess it feels a little bit smaller than a 0.7, but I don't know, 0.7 is like the standard size, and there's 0.5. I was going to say it feels like a 6 to me, but I don't think they make that. Alright, that was kind of a light blue. This is a light green. You know, I've been doing those kind of experiments of stamping white on black paper. And if I want like a warm tone little window, you know, something like this would be really great. Or like a little firefly. I mean, you know, I was kind of stuck with a real limited range in terms of hue. But this, I don't know, as long as this works, you know. But my gosh, I've been buying these pens for about, I don't know, like $3 each or something like that. I believe in things lasting, of course, but I don't know, for $20 for 180 of these, I guess if it works for 2 years, that's still looking pretty. Okay, now this is pink, alright, now it has to be pastels. I didn't think that would work. This is like boy, that is really subtle. This is like a really subtle metallic pink glitter. I mean, you can see what color that is right there in the cap, and it truly is really, really light. So I guess there's so many of these types of packs out there these days with the popularity of adult coloring books. So, you know, I don't really do coloring, you know, but I don't know. I guess I could benefit from the fact that you know, that's so popular, and there's so many different options now for those people that are doing that type of thing. I don't know, that really works for me. So, oh, look at this one right here. I have no idea what this one's going to do. This is a multi-color, that rainbow one. I'm guessing it's one color, then yeah, I mean, it's a certain color, and then when you go through that color, it changes color, and then there's purple and pink, you know, so I don't know. I don't really have use for that type of thing, but it would be fun for a kid to write with that type of thing, I guess. Color things and whatnot. So anyway, boy, I really hadn't had this type of color scheme option before in terms of using these types of pens. I guess we can work in all kinds of different hue, color things, color entire things, you know. But the way that I'm thinking about using this is really not kind of just as a media, independent from other media, but I would probably use these with some dye-based inks and doing these little embellishments on there. Dark papers, you know, for some of those pastels. But I don't know, can you imagine flower fields and whatnot? You really have a lot of options here. You can do some different types of wood grain. There's a lot of brown tones in here and earthy tones. So I'm looking forward to trying this out, you know. Gold, country, whatever. I mean, I usually do landscapes, right? But if someone had like some fall leaves or something like that, some of these different pens like that, would be kind of interesting going in there and drawing in some like veins of the leaf, you know, directly on there with certain types of colors. And I don't know, these glitter ones should be pretty interesting as far as the usage goes. So let's see, I don't know, maybe one of the true tests of a really good pen would be their white one. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, looks pretty good. Definitely more translucent though, so not true opacity, but translucency has its own usages, okay? It gives you a little bit more of a subtle look to, like, say something like the Uniball Signo 1.0, which is super bright like that, okay? Alright, so here's the Uniball 1.0, right? Quite a different mark. But it's also because that Uniball's 1.0 in terms of the thickness, so these are a lot thinner, so the inks are a little bit thinner, you know, so... But that's why I bought them, because I don't want them, you know, marks so stark like that at times, so... I don't know. Opens up some possibilities, and, you know... As a user of media, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for possibilities and options all the time, right? So, interesting pack, and I'm glad to see that these things work really well. It had some really good reviews. It was practically 5 stars and quite a few reviews just about on every one of these kind of gigantic packs, so... I'm guessing that these things are working. I didn't see any 1-star reviews with the people saying, oh, these things didn't work right out of the pack. I did see some that said, you know, a pen or two might be kind of exploded, but everything looks intact to me. And, oh, there's these numbers on these right here. Let me see something right here. Oh, okay. So they come in, I'm guessing this is like the, I don't know, glitter one or something like that. I'm not quite sure. But I don't know. I might do a little bit of rearranging myself, but I'm probably going to use these pens in this pack as is, because it's already, you know, nicely tightly bound like this. I don't want these loose, you know. So I don't know. We'll see what we do in some future lessons with these. So looks like a lot of fun.